No contract, no service for Hazmat 2. So who will respond in Lancaster County if there is a hazardous material emergency?
This is losing a member that sits at your own table.
Steelworkers pushing back after the idling of the Cleveland Cliffs mill in Steelton. The long-standing effects this could have for the borough.
A fire inside a home that's setting these homeowners back by months. Flooding, messages of hate, what police are saying about suspects next.
A fraud alert text message from your credit card. Or is it? Scam texts are becoming more realistic. How to separate the real from the ripoff. Next.
Longevity really means, I would hope, living longer and healthier and happier lives.
What determines your longevity? What you can do now to help you live longer.
A line of heavy rain moved through the Susquehanna Valley, as you could see right here on this Hershey time lapse. And take a look at this tree down. This was West High Street in Meadow Lane in Manheim, Lancaster County.
And here's another picture from Manheim of tree and wires down also on High Street. And looking at the Storm Team Live Radar Network, more storms are in the forecast, making right now an alert day. Good evening. I'm Tasmin Mahfouz.
And I'm Michael Fuller. Let's get on over to Storm Team meteorologist Ethan Houston, who has the latest on the forecast. Hey there, Ethan.
We have some very heavy rainfall falling across a large portion of the Susquehanna Valley. It is incredibly warm and humid, and these thunderstorms are not moving very fast. So we have sluggish downpours. We're talking tropical-like rainfall falling across a huge chunk of the Susquehanna Valley. So you can see here on Live Local 8 all lit up with bright reds and yellows indicating that very heavy rainfall. Let's zoom in on some locations. We do have an active flash flood warning for northern portions of Lancaster County and southwestern Lebanon County. This is until 8:15. This includes areas like Elizabethtown, Reams, Mountjoy, Manheim, Palmyra, Campbelltown, and just outside of Cornwall in Lebanon County. This warning's in effect until 8:45. This area's picked up 1 to 2 inches of rain, could get an additional inch, if not more. There could be some ponding water over some roadways, and there could be some swollen creeks and streams. We know we've had reports of flash flooding occurring in the borough of Carlisle. And if you're watching us in central portions of Cumberland County, the rain is still coming down. Good news is the heaviest of the rain is now moving to the north of where the flash flood warning is in effect. This warning's in effect until 8:15. We've had reports again of water and over some roadways in the borough of Carlisle. So we will continue to see rounds of heavy rain. Some areas will stay dry, but when the rain comes down, it is really going to pack a punch. Still could see some isolated severe thunderstorm warnings as we go through the next 4 to 5 hours, but I expect those will become less likely as we get past sunset. So it is an alert day because of the threat for flash flooding out there across the Susquehanna Valley, and a little bit lower threat for some severe thunderstorms. After midnight, the intensity of these thunderstorms begin to wane, and we should slowly dry back out as we get past 2 o'clock. This type of weather will return for our Tuesday, as we could see additional rounds of passing showers and thunderstorms, and some of those storms tomorrow could be severe. We'll talk about this more in just a few minutes.
All right, Ethan, thank you. And the News 8 team will be here all night tracking the storms. Remember, you can look at the radar and get the updated forecast right on your phone or tablet by downloading the WGAL app.
And police in Springettsbury Township, York County, are investigating after a significantly decomposed body was found today. The body was found near Pleasant Acres Drive and Stony Brook Drive just before 1 this afternoon. The York County forensic team is helping with the investigation. Police have not released any more information.
Well, today, the Cleveland Cliffs steel plant in Steelton, Dauphin County is going idle, and hundreds are losing their jobs. Let's head on over to News 8's Tom Lehman. He joins us live with the impact on the borough and the emotions that come with it all. Hey there, Tom.
Michael, officials with Cleveland Cliffs say the decision to idle the plant right behind me here in the borough of Steelton was one about corporate well-being. But if you ask many of the steel workers and local leaders here in Dauphin County about what is happening, well, they say that it's something that will certainly hurt the heart of this community.
The mill has forged more than metal. It has forged character.
Union leaders and local lawmakers voicing their opposition to Cleveland Cliffs' decision to idle the Steelton plant, disrupting the lives of more than 500 workers whose livelihoods depended on the facility.
I have 2 brothers that work here, so all of a sudden you got 3 incomes that are wiped out. There's married couples here, so they were dual income, now they're 0. This is devastating to the families of the mill.
The idling of the plant was a business decision, according to Cleveland Cliffs president and CEO. He said in a statement during a shareholders report this year that the decision itself was not taken lightly, and consolidating from loss-making businesses would result in $300 million worth of savings. We asked U.S. Senator Dave McCormick last week about the closure. He was hopeful tariffs on imported steel could help eventually spur more steel development in places like the borough of Steelton.
They're currently at 50%. They were at 25%, but we need to level the playing field to make sure imported steel is at a true market price. So that's the first thing, and I think they've all suffered because of that.
Many speaking Monday at the local union hall raised the idea of new ownership taking over the plant.
It's challenging sometimes if you don't have a site and if you don't have power and if you don't have rail. And we got all those things here, right? I think it's easiest to do it at a facility that has a strong workforce, that has the utilities and rail infrastructure that's necessary.
Now, while elected officials made it clear they want to try and find a potential new owner if it comes to that, one told me that he believes the people here in Steelton that he represents wants to see a true corporate partner come in and invest not only in the plant but also within the community itself. We reached out to Cleveland Cliffs, by the way, multiple times today for comment, but did not get a response. In Steelton, Tom Lehman, News 8.
Definitely making an impact in that area. All right, Tom, thank you. And just to give you some history, so the steel plant in Steelton dates back to 1886. So according to the Steelton Historical Society, it started as the Pennsylvania Steel Company and then became Bethlehem Steel, then the International Steel Group, or ISG, then Arkler Middle, and in 2020, it was bought by Cleveland Cliffs.
And 1 hour ago, Hazmat 2 volunteers in Lancaster County had to vacate the station in East Hempfield prior to tonight's contract expiration. Members said their request for a contract extension was denied, and county commissioners are now accusing some members of suspicious activity. News 8's Sarah Metz reports.
Let's first of all indicate why and how we got here. We are in negotiation with Hazmat, and I actually have an email from their attorney from May 27th, which says, quote, your client should start making plans to replace us.
Commissioner Josh Parsons said since then, the county has not had any further communication with Hazmat 2 teams. He said this during last week's meeting, and now today the county released a statement accusing members of suspicious activity. This includes misallocating funds and improperly using county-owned equipment and supplies. The statement says an internal review revealed members using money for a trip to Australia, their personal medications, a personal cell phone, and using county-owned equipment for personal businesses. The county says Hazmat 2 members also used county fuel for their personal vehicles and the county equipment for non-hazmat response activities. Moving forward, here's what the county says will happen after midnight. Quote, the county has ensured that the same or better hazmat incident response through mutual aid agreements with the county's South Central partners and surrounding counties. There will be no lapse in coverage for hazmat response. Commissioners confirmed at last week's meeting Lebanon County is one of the mutual aid agreements already in place. Earlier today, we did find vehicles labeled Hazmat 2 working on a scene in Ephrata. This was on Main and Ridge Avenue.
Again, that was Sarah Metz reporting. Now, in the last hour, Hazmat 2 released a statement saying they will take the time to address each allegation the county made against them at a later date, but they labeled it as misleading and false. Hazmat 2 is also making its own claims against the county, saying they were awarded grants from PEMA on behalf of Hazmat 2, but never saw the funding. Also, York police are investigating a deadly hit and run of a motorcyclist. The coroner says a woman died in the crash at South Belvedere Avenue and West King Street just after 8 Saturday night. Her name has not been released, and late this afternoon, police said they have located the vehicle but have not released any more information.
Well, police are investigating a burglary and damage to a vacant home in Lower Paxton Township, Dauphin County over the weekend, and News 8's Bailey Martin has that story.
Saturday afternoon, police responded to a call that the smoke alarm was going off inside this newly purchased home on Wolf Circle. A fire spurred an investigation into much larger damages.
There was flooding throughout the residence. There was a fire that had attempted to be started in the garage area, and there was spray paint damage throughout the residence.
Swastikas, profanity, and sexually suggestive images cover the walls of the 2,500 square foot home.
I'll tell you, I've been building 53 years. First time anything like this ever happened.
Fine Line Homes has built over 13,000 houses to date.
Most disheartening thing I've seen in my time.
In 6 weeks, this Harrisburg home was supposed to be move-in ready, and now that work is set back by months.
Builders say repairing water damage, redoing the HVAC system, and replacing appliances could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And finding who caused it is now under investigation.
No, I just hope whoever the responsible people is, that somehow we are able to find out who they are and they get prosecuted for it. That's our goal.
And that was Bailey Martin reporting.